our meeting today. So I will officially start the meeting. It is 10:01 a.m. And thank you for coming on our new meeting date of Thursdays, the third Thursday of the month at 10 o'clock. Let's see, roll call. We have Wanda, Marianne, Kim Cashin, and me. And in the audience, we have our new town council liaison, Rebecca Flynn, and Craig Taylor will be the alternate. And also in the audience, we have Patty Dews, who answered the call to help us get 100% Firewise coverage in Portola Valley. So she submitted her application, and it will be, because we are a Brown Act committee, her application needs to be approved at the town council meeting on January 28th. So, but thank you for attending today and welcome to our committee, Patty. Okey-doke. So at this point, this part of the agenda is for oral communications for items not on the agenda. And do we have any public comment? Okay. So the next thing on our agenda. So we need to approve the minutes. Last month I made a mistake, and the minutes that I submitted were missing the goals slide. So that's why this agenda packet has two sets of minutes for November 19th and December 17th. I think we were all present for both of those meetings, right? So we can all vote? Yeah? Okay, so I need approval of the minutes for November 19th. Okay. Yeah, second. Thank you. Okay, I guess we'll take a vote by hand. Okay, everyone unanimous? Okay. And now the minutes of December 17th. I need a motion to approve. Okay. Okay, so we get a little variety there. Okay, and if we could vote to approve that? Yeah. Oh, she was on she was on Zoom. All right. Got it. Okay. That's okay. So Kim, do you want to be second? Thank you. Okay, so we could take a vote, I guess, except one that doesn't get to vote.
Wanda has to abstain.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we're supposed to have a fire marshal update, and Kim had told me she would attend.
I'm here.
Oh, here she is. She's online. Great. And you can hear us, Kim?
I can.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Would you like to give us your update then?
I would love to. Good morning, everybody. Really excited for this new date and time change for the committee. Definitely much easier for me to be in attendance, so I do appreciate that. Happy New Year to everybody. There's a lot going on that we have planned for 2026. We are sending at the end of this week to Elizabeth for your town newsletter, our WFPD newsletter. We were posting one every month last year. It was our public education newsletter that was sent out we were trying to get the word out to residents. We did update the name now it's called The Ready Resident is the name of our newsletter. And it'll be published on both town newsletters as well as on our website, PB Forum, and all the IO groups, just to get the word out. It'll be something that we release every month with all the updates that are not just going on in the district, but also tips, resources, whatever kind of theme or preparedness messaging that we want to put out. That'll all be on there as well. I'm also excited to announce we finally launched our two different types of scheduling, online scheduling for residents. One is for the AB 38 real estate disclosure inspection, and the other is for home assessments. So in the home assessments, when residents are ready to schedule their home assessment, they click it, it takes them to the community map is what we're calling it. It was built by the green team for us. And what it is people put in their address. It takes them to the parcel area to where they live. It gives them details about where they live. It will be showing a layer of if they are in a Firewise community or not. So when new people move in, they can see if they're in a Firewise. We're working with Firewise leaders. I'll be making contact with them to see which Firewise leaders are okay with me sharing their information on the website, maybe an email that new residents can reach out to, or we can figure something out. But something so that when new residents come in and they're in a Firewise, how they can be involved so they can get in touch with their Firewise leaders. And then it also has scheduling options. We are hoping that it'll get more people to schedule their home assessments. It would certainly be more helpful for us to get through all the parcels if people are scheduling, because when our inspectors are there, as I've said many times in the past, one of our biggest challenges is residents not being home when we come around. So giving people the flexibility to schedule once convenient for them would be great. And it is open to all zones in the district. We didn't want to discourage people who are ready to have a home assessment to not have one, but we are concentrating our efforts still in zones 1 through 4, though it's open to the whole district to schedule. Those are the biggest updates I have currently, and I really do wish or hope that more people will subscribe to our to be subscribers on our website, because we can push out a lot of information through our website, not just the newsletter, but any press releases or anything that's important information that we want to communicate to the district. And that's all I have, unless there's any questions. Thank you.
Oh, well, okay, Patty Dews has a question. Do you want to come up to one of the mics?
Hey, Kim, Happy New Year.
Patty.
Hey, just saw you. How do people like this committee or myself as a Firewise leader get into the newsletter? Like if we have something we want to announce or we have something we want to work on, do we work with you? I mean, I think it's a great communication tool. Just wondering how you're getting input.
So you can just send directly an email to me if there's something that, message or information you want to share, and we can certainly add it into the newsletter. We're happy to do that.
Say, Kim, I had a couple of things. So when you talked about, actually, do you want to share the screen and show how your
The community
new-
map?
Yeah, do you want to do
Sure,
that?
I'd be happy to do that. Yes, I'd love to.
I went through it last night. I was very impressed.
Let me just open it up.
Kim has a new webpage on the Woodside Fire site where you can type in your address and look up, your Firewise boundaries. It doesn't quite have all the Firewise boundaries yet, but actually related to that, Kim, when, I just wanted to remind you that I had suggested that rather than putting the Firewise block leaders information on that page, that it would be better if the user could just say, I want to be contacted, and then they would.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing. That's a great idea, because I was trying to think what would be the best way so we can get people connected who want to get more information. Can you all see your
Yeah.
screen? You can see the Woodside Fire website.
Yeah,
Okay.
we see.
Okay. So soon it will be on if you go under our district and you see district map, soon it'll be on this page, but it's not there yet. Currently, it's under requests and inspection. I just haven't gotten to it. I just have to publish it there. But this is where you can come and you can either schedule your real estate disclosure inspection. You pay your fees here and then schedule your inspection, or for the one, or what you're going to, MJ, this is the home assessment. This takes you to the community map page. Kind of just gives you a little information breakdown that you can read, but if you put in your address,
And Kim, those zone numbers, those are the zones that you're doing your inspections by. right?
Correct.
Your
That's
annual
correct.
inspection.
Yeah, those are our inspection zones. It's nothing related to anything else, just the inspection zone. So it'll narrow you into here, which is 808 is what I put in. It'll show you this is the parcel that I put my address in. You can zoom out if you wanted to interactively look at what's surrounding you. But over here to the left is where you'll see some details about your property in the district. It'll show you if you want, this takes you to the legal map. That's the county GIS system, and it'll show you that map. It tells you that you're in inspection zone 8. We give you a little information about where we are on inspections currently and what our priorities are. Here is where you would select to schedule your home assessment. I'll select that in a minute, but let me just go through this side of it first. You have, if you want to schedule your real estate, if you're selling your house, it gives you a little brief about the EPIC program. And we are adding onto here, we haven't done yet, we're adding both the WPV Ready link and the WPV Cert link. Since that all falls under EPIC, we wanted residents to have that direct link to both of those resources. And then this EPIC map is what takes you to and this is where we're going to be building also that, this is where we're going to put that Firewise information. So if you are in a Firewise community, it'll be listed here, you know, you are in a Firewise community, or, you know, whatever language we put in there, and then a way for them to communicate with the Firewise leader. So this is that map that just kind of shows you as a whole what that whole area is that you live in. And then it tells you who the fire inspector is for that area, and the phone number to our office, and then who is your fire station for where you live. So that you know that wherever you live, whether it's station 8, station 7, station 19, depending on where you are. And this is an ever evolving project, completely open to feedback. This has been built based on resident feedback and resident asks and committee asks saying, hey, can we do, you know, it'd be nice if we had this, had that. So a lot of this has been from the efforts of everything I've received from the community to try and build something out like this. So that's the map. And then in the near future, I'm thinking somewhere end of spring, maybe, we will have published the map book pages. So it'll be a map book that is all these EPIC pages that you'll see for neighborhoods will be built into a published one that will be given one book for the town of Woodside, one book for the town of Portola Valley, kept at the town. But what that will have is if people wanted to take, you know, make a copy, or if they wanted a hard copy to look at, is to look at evacuation routes, what are the roads around their house, just mapping information. But again, it's available online. You can print it, you can PDF it, you can do whatever you want with it online. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Let me just ask 2 questions that I had, and then we'll committee with their comments. One question I had is, I was wondering if you could give an update on where the town and Woodside Fire are on, we have a 10-year right-of-way mitigation plan, right?
I can, if you want, I can prepare that. I'd have to pull it up, but we're pretty much past, we have passed our marks of where we thought we would be. We're actually further along in that 10-year plan that we started with. We're making really good progress that we're almost to the point where we're starting to go back to areas for maintenance. And the maintenance has been a lot easier, but I can give you that information. I would just have, I don't know how much time you have. I'd have to just pull up our spreadsheet, because we track how many miles and time for all the different right away, the main arteries, and then, or I should say the veins, and then the arteries that come off of those veins. So if you want, I'm happy to prepare that for the next meeting.
Yeah, I think we would like to see that. The
Sure.
question came up because I got an email from someone in Los Trancos who asked about mitigation, right-of-way mitigation along Los Trancos Road. And I wasn't sure if that was in the town plan or it's in a Woodside Fire plan or county plan or what.
Yeah, we have it, we have a a spreadsheet for right-of-way work. Let me see if I can just pull it up now. Yeah, I have to talk to Danny to see where it is. It was part of our proposal when we did a renewal for, oh, here it is, PV mitigation program spreadsheet. Okay, let me share my screen again. But I can prepare a more formal report if you'd like. This is just what we have as an overview. Hold on, let me make it a little bigger so you all can see it.
I don't think we need a formal report, just
So this kind of shows the trends through the years of when it started in 2020 and the areas that we hit with the miles and the days that it took to complete it and how many people were working at it, the type of work that it was doing, and any special notes. So you can see the work that's been done through those years. I'm happy to share this if, people wanted to see. I don't have a problem. Actually, you know what I could do? Because I've been trying to work on the fuel mitigation page. I can add these, because I was gonna add the statistics for chipping for a breakdown for all the communities, so the Firewise leaders can report it on their reports. So I will add this information on there for the town of Woodside specifically for the work. That way, if residents have questions on what's been done, they can just go to the fuel mitigation page and get all this information. So we already mapped out for 2026 the work that we're going to be doing and where we're going to be. And then all the way into 2027, 2028, and some in 2029. So we're already forecasting. And this kind of the forecasting gets adjusted. It just depends on the year. Like this year, since we have not been in a drought, we're going to see a lot of regrowth and maybe more active growing. So these might change a little bit, but this is what we were forecasting. Dan Dempsey drives our district a lot and sees what areas are being prioritized for right-of-way work and where we haven't been yet. So we haven't been everywhere yet. So now we did the main veins first. Now we're working on all the other streets of getting at least it's one pass through. So I will say we have not completed all the initial pass throughs yet, but there are some areas that we have done that we need to go back because it's already on that cycle since the last time we did it, and there's been a lot of regrowth. And so that's what you'll see for 2026, some of those areas. Thank you.
Okay.
This is a great file. Are you saying you can make this available on the website?
Yeah, I'll make it available. I'll make it look a little nicer so I'll make it look better. But yes, I will publish this information. It's a great idea to do. I'll publish it on our fuel mitigation page. So if residents are wondering what work has been done and what work is coming, they can get an idea.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Could I ask a
anyone
question?
else-
Oh, go ahead.
Anyone else on the committee have questions? Okay, Rebecca?
Hi, Kim, it's Rebecca Flynn, council member.
Hi.
Could you clarify a little bit what brushing meant under type of work?
That's just the term they're using, but they're just doing the cleanup of, of the vegetation, limbing up the trees, cleaning. Have you ever looked at our board reports with the before and after pictures? It gives you a better idea of what that actually means. It's not a technical term. The guys just notate that was the majority of what was done. It's basically cleaning up the area and just clearing the right of way from any kind of dead and hazardous vegetation.
And is this work funded through the town, or is this part of
Correct.
your general budget?
No, this is the contract that we have with the town of Portola Valley to provide the service for right-of-way work.
And I know that we had to cut back a bit for this year in order to balance our budget. What
Yes.
sort of impact did that have on the schedule?
It didn't impact too much where we're still able to do most of it. The things that it reduced was the amount of work we'd be able to do on the town's land.
Okay, great. Thank you. Super organized, very impressive.
I have one
Thank
more
you.
question. Who sets the priorities for the streets?
I'm sorry, say that again, Marianne. You're really low volume.
Who sets the priorities where you're going? Like who decides we're going on Apache, but we're not going on Sioux or whatever? Is that you driving around or?
No, so Dan's our fuel mitigation manager, and he drives around the district to start, because so the way it started 10 years ago when the agreement was originally made was Portola Valley said, here's all our streets. This is everything we own. This is how many miles each of these stretch of roads are. And they came up with the priority list. So as we've been working through that priority list, it also depends on weather conditions throughout the year, and that kind of starts to change now, the priority list. But at first, the priorities were do the major evacuation routes. That was the highest priority. And then from there, it was start working on all the side streets and all the streets that get to the main roads. And then so that's kind of how it's worked from the core out. And the priorities start to change when we hit areas and start driving and start to see, okay, we know this road's bad, this road's bad, this road's bad. Okay, we have to start working on all these roads. And we start working on those roads. So it's a constant evolving change. It's not always set in stone, because what we see in growth right now, we may not see in growth, the growth may change for next year or in the fall or in the spring. So it's constantly evolving.
So let's say I see a street and I thought, oh, there should be some mitigation. Could I give input to somebody?
You could send Dan an email and just let him know that you have concerns about this street, and he'll see where it is on the schedule. And then he'll go out and take a look. And if it's something that we're like, oh, this is something we should probably put attention to more immediate, we make adjustments in the schedule. Like you saw for 2026, you see all that. They're not in a particular order, like we're hitting this street for it. It just depends on what street is. Sometimes it's hard to say, because a lot of streets they're all bad. There's really not saying it's hard, it's a difficult, what's bad for you, bad for someone, there's a lot of opinions in that. Our whole goal is just to try and get through all of them. That's been part of the whole 10-year plan.
The reason why I'm saying this, there is an address in Portola Valley. It's 95 Stonegate.
This is not particular to addresses.
No. It's right of way.
Okay.
It's right of way.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. It's just so to tell you where roughly it is.
Got it. Okay.
And we have noticed this. It's I think it's about a year ago, because we were out there for something else. And there are highly flammable pine trees, 2 or 3, maybe even 4, I don't remember, in the right of way. And it's a real hazard. And so
we cannot forget that it doesn't matter what trees are there. If they're healthy and living, we don't have any authority to remove them. We can't do that. That's not part of the contract for the right-of-way work. It is more of a maintenance, is what the program is. If it's something that is because then you have to go through CEQA. There's a lot more that goes into, and the cost obviously is a lot more, and that would have to get cleared with the town if it's something that the town wants to do. So there's a lot more hoops that are involved in that. This program was more specific to maintenance. And once in the 10 years that it's taking to go through all the streets, once we're through all of them at least once, it's going to be a lot easier to start planning and watching for future of keep maintaining it. It hasn't really been maintained up until these last 10 years. And now we're starting to keep things on a recurring schedule. For example, we know that we're going to have to be hitting Alpine Road again, or we're going to have to be we know streets that we're going to be coming near to meeting its maintenance is due because of the year we did it. And we're looking at the regrowth and, okay, we got to add that to the schedule for this year that it needs to get done. So that's it's an evaluation process.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. I realized that you are doing the brushing, but you wouldn't come out with a lift and take a tree. Thank you.
We don't do no removals of anything. It would be the tree, well, pine trees are different, but if it was other type, we would do the limbing up to remove those ladder fuels. So we're basically just doing maintenance to keep the evacuation routes safe for wildfire for people to be able to evacuate. That's the goal behind the program.
Kim Cashin, did you have a question?
Hi, Kim. It's Kim Cashin. I think my question was loosely answered during the discussion that you guys just had. I was kind of just wondering, like, how high up are you guys going in terms of clearing? Because I do know that there is concern in the community about the overhanging trees with the power lines and so forth, and kind of where is Woodside Fire and perhaps like some of the utility companies meeting in terms of, you know, like where does that gap close, and how are you guys working?
Yeah, and when it
Together,
comes to
if
the
you will.
power lines, we don't do anything that's in PG&E's realm. So those get left to, that would be either homeowners or the town communicating with PG&E directly to get those things done. We don't do anything with that. As much as I would love to, because some of the crowns get pretty close to each other from one side of the street to the other, we're still very careful with what work that gets done, because there are some areas that we'd rather leave it to arborists if they want to give, because we do consult with arborists in certain areas. We have them come out and take a look and see for trimming. Our guys are pretty trained, but we do have that person basically on phone. Hey, can you come out and take a look, so that we ensure that we're always doing all work with the health of whatever that tree or vegetation is. So that's always something that's always considered. We have strict rules on work that gets done with habitat. So, you know, the guys are trained with recognizing different types of habitats, the distances to keeping them intact and undisturbed. So there's a lot that goes into the work, that these guys are trained to that level, because it's important. And that's a big thing with, where I brought up with conservation, is keeping our communication lines open so that we can work together and make sure that because our goal is not to be clear brushing. So when you see brushing, it's not clear brushing anything. It's a maintenance and it's cleaning up. And you brought up a good point, Kim, too. Also, you made me think about, also on the fuel mitigation website, I will add a lot of the roads we've worked on, like Cervantes or Mapache, or, you know, all those streets we've done, because we keep track of records. We have before and after photos, and we include them in all our monthly board reports. But I'll put them on the website because I think it's a good example for residents to see the difference, so they can see the work that's being done, that it's not like we're clear cutting any. Obviously, you would see that if we were clear cutting things, but we don't do any tree removals. So that's big.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Kim. Do we have any public comment from the floor? No? Okay, thank you. One
I
more?
have one more question, not about the trees, because I was asked that and I couldn't really respond to process. Could you briefly explain, as far as I understand, when a house is sold, the Woodside Fire Department goes out and does an inspection. And then let's say you decide there is a pine tree and that pine tree has to be taken down or whatever. Well, there was just a case on Cervantes.
Okay.
So what I would like to know is, does that report go to the previous owner, to the new owner, to the realtor? It's just a process question I have.
Mhm.
I couldn't
Yeah.
answer that.
Yeah, so the process is, whether it's usually the realtor is the one who schedules the inspection, because it's part of the paperwork that they include for the sale of the home, for part of the disclosures. But once when the property owner is putting the house for sale, the realtor will contact us to do this inspection. We'll go out. The only things that get notated are, as far as violations go, if you will, however you want to look at them, are with compliance or non-compliance to our fuel mitigation ordinance. So we mark those deficiencies on there. We also mark the home hardening aspects as far as the positive, because we call them positive findings, when it's, you know, we know they have double pane tempered windows. They have, you know, metal gutters with guards on them. So we notate all the positive things for home hardening. And then we also make recommendations for the home hardening. When it comes to anything with trees, again, our ordinance does not allow us to remove any healthy living trees. We will make recommendations if we think there is a tree that may cause a hazard, and we'll put that recommendation in there. So that report gets completed. It gets sent to the realtor or the homeowner, whoever wants to, they both have access to it if the homeowner wants to give it to them. Because usually whoever's email is put in there will get the report, and usually it goes to the homeowner and the homeowner shares it with the realtor.
So
Anyway,
the homeowner is the previous one?
the current one,
So,
whoever's selling
The
it,
seller, the seller.
the seller,
It's the seller, thank you.
the
And-
seller.
And this
And
is.
then once the seller and the buyer go into contract, the responsibility of who's going to comply. So it goes both ways. Sometimes the seller, whatever is on the report, they get it all done before they actually put the house on the market for selling. Some sellers don't. They go into contract with the buyer. The buyer and the seller decide who is going to comply with the requirements of the ordinance, whether they're going to split it, whether one's more, whatever. They decide on how they want to complete that. And they have 1 year to comply from the date of escrow close to comply with all the requirements, whoever's going to be responsible.
So that means this report is a legal requirement. Is that
For
correct?
real estate, not the report itself, the fact that there is an inspection done for that property for defensible space is the legal requirement.
Thank you.
okay, any more questions for Kim? No? All right, thank you, Kim. The
Thank
next,
you, everybody.
what?
You said thank you.
Oh, yeah, that was great, Kim. The next thing on the agenda is going over the changes to the charter. So let me. So these changes were in the agenda packet. Hopefully you guys saw this. Basically, the changes are pretty minor. The first one at the top here is, I thought we should put in the charter itself to explicitly say that we are going to encourage the formation and maintenance of firewise communities in town. And then I wanted to remove a later duty, which was to coordinate with the EPC on basically evacuation, because my feeling about this is that if the wildfire committee focuses on evacuation, then I don't think it's the best message, because what we really want people to focus on is doing mitigation. And if they focus on the evacuation, then they just think, well, I just need to get out of town and I don't have to worry about, reducing the risk on my property. And so that's why I wanted to turn the whole evacuation thing, keep it solely with the EPC, and we just focus on mitigation. So that's why I took that out. And then the last change is changing the number of members from 5 to 7. Primarily that's because of, we've had so many quorum issues. And I just thought that, if you increase it to 7, then you always have to have a quorum of 4. But I thought we might have fewer issues that way. And then secondly, for us to recruit all these Firewise block leaders, I think it's going to be a pretty big job. And so I guess it would be Wanda and then Patty as she comes on board. And technically all of us should support it, but but as far as the actual subcommittee work, it would be one of the new people, or maybe Patty pointed out to me. Well, Patty pointed out to me, we can't have a subcommittee of 4 because that's a quorum. True? Yeah. So unless we divided up the Firewise stuff into like smaller buckets, right? Like one, maybe a subcommittee that focuses on maintaining Firewise block leaders, and the other subcommittee focuses on recruiting. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, if you do the math, when you have 5 members, 3 are a quorum.
Right.
So you
Right.
couldn't have a subcommittee of 3 because,
Right.
you would have to have a subcommittee of 2. Yeah.
Right. That's why all our subcommittees right now are only two people. Although it was interesting when I read through the charter, I realized the subcommittees are actually not charter, so that we can just build them on the fly or get rid of them on the fly, which is,
The, as far as we know, for example, from the Conservation Committee, a subcommittee can be formed by the chair at any time. It doesn't even need a vote. You can
Yeah.
do this.
yeah, that's pretty much what it says here. Well, it says may only be established with the majority vote. So actually, I'm wrong. So we have to take a vote on getting rid of subcommittees. Or, well, according to our charter.
Oh.
See the charter?
Oh, I see.
I don't know. Maybe I should take that out of the charter. Okay, well, so, oh, and then changing the date of our meetings. So these are all the changes. Do you guys want, or shall we discuss this? Any comment?
My 2 cents worth is I like the changes. I don't have any further comments on them, and I think we could just vote.
Okay, all right. Would you like to make someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to vote on this. Sorry, to vote to approve.
Okay, second.
I second.
Okay, and we'll take a vote. Show of hand. Okay. Thank you. So now, the next item on our agenda is the insurance tracking report. That Wanda and Jennifer Hammer worked on this for over a year, I think. And so Wanda's going to just give us a really brief summary because hopefully everyone's read the report. And then we'll discuss whether, what to do with this report now that, once the committee approves it.
Okay, my brief report is going to be followed by, or hopefully will act on my request that we approve submitting this to the town council. I know it's been a while, but when we sent this out, it covered 4 years, 2020 to 25. Excuse me. We got back 117 responses. That's not a statistically significant number, but I thought it was interesting to hear the responses. There were 54 cancellations, and it was invariably because they were in a high risk area, or what did they call it? High danger profile or something like that. There were 37 respondents who said they had home and fire insurance, no problem. 16 reported premium increases. 4 had no home or fire insurance. Don't know how they do that. And 3 had home insurance, but no fire insurance. And 4 said they had new home insurance. And so you can see why this is not statistically significant. The kind of key thing that came through is that apparently there was no correlation between guest houses and ADUs and more dense housing and premium cancellations or increases. Let's see what else is here. I'm not at all convinced that, of the 54, excuse me, that were canceled, only 5 were informed by the insurance company that they could avoid cancellation or non-renewal if they performed some type of mitigation. So one of the beauties of a FireWise community is that you're actively pursuing information that can go to the fire insurance company and either get a lower premium or avoid a cancellation. A number of people wound up in the California Fair Plan, which I assume you've heard about. And I don't think there are any other statistically significant pieces of information coming out of this report. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I would like to ask that we take a vote on forwarding it to the town council. So any questions, comments?
Actually, I have some questions. So as you mentioned, 117 people responded and we have 2,800 residents roughly?
I thought it was 1,700, but that's still huge.
1,700. So it's
Well, we have 1,700 homes.
1,700 homes.
For 18.
So, and actually, the question is more towards Rebecca. So going in front of the town council with a report is a big thing. It takes their time, and we need to have, you have to have all your ducks in a row. And I am just curious, if we go with this with 117 respondents, that this is information, I don't know, would that be useful for the town council? You think this would be worthwhile? And then what would be the follow-up action? I mean, the report is wonderful. I don't want to.
Let me address that.
That was my question. What are the actions that you want the town to
Um,
take?
It's intriguing that the density of housing doesn't affect the fire insurance cancellation. More importantly, it is a strong, important reason for pursuing the goal of getting 100% Firewise communities in Portola Valley. That's the thing that I want to see happen in the next year or two, whatever it takes. And we may never hit 100%. We're at 50% now, I think. We can do better. And I don't know if the town council needs to do something to approve what the Wildfire Preparedness Committee is doing, but I think they should hear about, receive the report, and be involved if they want to get involved, before we just jump in and,
Is the Wildfire Preparedness Committee scheduled yet to speak before the town council?
no.
In February, yeah, at the end of February.
Who
I think.
is?
I'm supposed to give an
right.
update.
So I guess I would recommend that you speak to Darcy and see what her recommendation is about what would be the best timing and the best format to present this, because I do think it's very important information that the town council should be aware of. I'm not sure the best format, but definitely speak with the town manager, because she does all the scheduling of our meetings for town council, and she would be best to determine, the best way to go about it.
So if I may, my goal in pursuing this, let's get 100% Firewise, is to start putting a plan together, because if somebody says to me, hey, we need 40 or 50 new block captains, not the neighborhood watch, but the Firewise block captains, you don't just jump in and start doing it. So I intend to spend the next month or two, whatever it takes, to start putting a plan together. I'm hoping I get lots of help from Patty, right? So it's not urgent, but it's going to get started,
Well,
and the town council may want to know about it,
right.
and they have to get this report and understand why we're doing this.
Okay, well, so I'm supposed to present to the town council on Wednesday, February 25th. So should we include this report as part of that?
Probably,
at that
but I
time?
would
Yeah,
definitely
I
give,
think so.
chat
Okay.
with Darcy to see what her input is on that, though.
Oh,
But I would recommend for sure.
I think this should be definitely included, because your presentation is mainly what the committee has done in 2025. And this is a big part of what it has been done.
And Firewise is part of your, isn't it part of your, I mean, no, I know you're adding it to your goals, but isn't it part of your, hasn't it been really part of your work, your goals in general, even though it hasn't been in the charter per se?
I don't think we've formally focused on Firewise. It just sort of has been surfacing because it's such a good idea.
Yeah, I
And,
think.
and
you
it's
know,
time we formally pursue it.
Yeah, in the past, I think we pushed all the mitigation, but not really so much pushing people to, form your Firewise community. Let us help you form that community. We haven't been doing that because a lot of it was seen as a WPV ready function. But I went to the WPV ready meeting yesterday, and I kind of reiterated that we are trying to do this as a town and leverage this ecosystem we have of all our volunteers. We have hundreds of volunteers in town that we can leverage. And I think that's the only way we're going to get Firewise throughout the town.
So I don't know the exact requirements from the town's perspective on what committees are allowed or not allowed to do. But in general, if it doesn't require town staff, if a committee wants to work on something, go for it. That's kind of my view of it. It's only when you require town staff that then town council really has to have a say. Or if you require budget, then the town council has a say for what I mean, as long as it's part of more or less your job, but your committee's goals. But if you don't require town staff and don't require a budget to accomplish what you're doing, or an extra budget from what you have, then, why not? Why not move ahead with it? But yes, it would be great to have town council kind of give a positive, if you
Okay.
will. And I think as you change your charter, once we approve that in a couple of weeks, then for sure it falls, you're right there, falls under your goals. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So I guess maybe the motion should be to present the report to the town council along with the committee update.
We don't need a motion.
We don't need a motion for that. Well, we need. Pardon me?
You don't need, I mean, we can do a motion, but we don't need a motion for that because your presentation on the 25th
Oh,
is a report of the most important things we did, we are proud of. And obviously, we're very proud of this report. It's so professional. So it would be in your report. We don't have to vote on it.
oh,
Per definition, it would be in the report.
yeah, but I thought we have to approve the fact that we're even forwarding the report along, that we're even.
No, it would be in your report. And then in your report, they would get it. I think it's the best way.
Yeah.
Because you'll have their undivided attention.
Okay,
Well, I don't know if we need a formal motion, but I like the sense of
okay.
positive support.
All right, I agree with that. So you want to word the motion? That we all
I don't know
approve
that
of
we
the
need, I am
report?
not good at
Anyone else?
Brown Act committees
Yeah.
and rules.
We accept it, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the right.
Okay,
So I'd like to move that we accept the report.
I'll second.
okay, shall we take a vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're into subcommittee, committee liaison updates. Marianne, you want to go first? Okay. Yeah, last month was December. Okay. Kim?
So the AM radio is live 24/7. I think we provided that update last month, but just want to reiterate it. And then the EPC is working on developing goals and setting priorities for 2026.
Okay. All right, thank you. So the next question is our next regular meeting. Well, because we schedule it for the third Thursday of the month, I'm actually in Egypt.
We're not coming to it.
We'll have to have a special meeting.
Yeah, so the question is, do we want to schedule the meeting for the following week, February 26th, or do we want to just not hold a meeting in February and meet in March?
If we schedule it for February 26th, we'll hear how it went with you on the 25th. You're doing,
That's true.
It might be a good idea to have, because you have to write this presentation, and you probably want to have our feedback on that presentation. So maybe if we have it a little bit earlier, that February meeting, that would give you the opportunity.
Let's see.
when are you in Egypt?
Well, we're leaving actually. We're
Could we do the
leaving the
2nd?
7th. We'd have to meet,
Mm.
we'd have to meet like in a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. We'd have to meet like February 5th. Do you want to do that?
I thought you're not here.
Huh?
She
I thought
said
you were in
that- she said
Egypt.
They're leaving on the 7th.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
leaving on the 7th. So
okay.
if you want the committee to review whatever I'm going to present, we'd have to do it on February, well, the
You know
first
what?
week of
I like
February.
that. I'd like to move
I
that we hold our next meeting on February 5
Yeah,
at 10
Let's
o'clock in
do
the
that.
morning.
that's a good
Uh,
idea.
You want
That was a motion.
You don't have.
But
yeah,
let's
yeah,
check our
yeah, yeah,
calendar.
yeah.
Oh, yes, that would be. a
Because
good
I
idea.
think EPC meets it.
Is Patty
Oh,
gonna be on the?
EPC meets at, that's right, EPC meets at 8.
Are they the first Thursday?
Yes, I have it in my calendar, just see.
Oh,
You just not go home, right?
It's only an hour. If you see me, right? You have the same issue. It'll be a busy morning.
So
you want to do a special meeting, then we meet on the 5th at 9 AM, like right after your
No, because what if it runs over?
Okay,
Yeah.
10 AM then, 10 AM on Wednesday, the 5th, and we will only discuss what we're presenting to the town council.
okay,
or what
if you need a motion for that, I so move. That we do
Oh,
it on
do we need
February
a
5th at 10
motion to
o'clock.
Do a special meeting?
We can just. do it.
Okay,
I don't know.
all right.
Right.
So how does that sound? Patty? Since you will actually be on the committee by then, does that work for you? Thursday, the 5th at 9 AM? Or 10, sorry.
What? Gone fast.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
And you think we need a motion to change it then? do
I
this.
think what we need is,
We need a motion for a special meeting. I think I can call those on my, right?
well, it has to be. Do we, well,
Huh?
no, we don't, all you need to properly send the agenda early enough to the town so that it's a Brown Act. So that's the important thing.
Okay, yeah.
Can she send, as a Brown Act, actually, I would be interested in that as a general question. Could she send this just to the committee members? It has to be public because it might not be ready for public at that time. Okay.
Okay, so I think we can just make a decision. We could take a motion. We'll meet on February, what did I say? The
15th,
5th,
5th.
February 5th at 10
o'clock.
AM. And I will put whatever we're going to present, I'll put it in the agenda packet, which you guys will need to get a week before that. And it'll be our special meeting. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
we need to vote on it because
No, I
I
don't
think
think
I
so.
can just call a special meeting. And let's see, and then that'll be the only thing on the agenda. And then by March, by our March 19th meeting, hopefully you and Patty have some Firewise plans that we can discuss, right?
That is amazing.
All right. So I think we're done. Do I need a motion to adjourn? I'll make the motion. We adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
What's the
Thanks,
March
everybody.
meeting?
I think that was a nice meeting today.